Hi, welcome. Welcome to the Coaches Next Door podcast, and welcome to this Friday. Today is Friday, right? And we are again doing our live podcast this Friday, and what a week! What a week! I don't know how the week was for you. I totally hope was a little bit more simple than mine. So that's my honest hope. So end up being okay, still not totally solved. But one of my children need to have an operation and will have to go for a second one. Everything is more or less okay. But yeah, it's still, a little bit of a thing and waiting and seeing what are the results and all this stuff. And during the week, because we were going through all the appointments and all the things that end up being necessary, the intervention, I got a lot. And when I say a lot, it's more than usual. So, for you to have an idea, per day, I can get more or less, I don't know, between 15 and 20 messages and, sharings. And not all the messages are asking for help, let's say, but a little bit on the what is going on and how do I feel. And this is not from friends, okay? So let's make this a little bit more clear. It's not from friends. It's from clients. And um, we started the week with a lot on feeling like the need, and this I'm going to quote some of the hi. Um, yeah, you had also a tough week. My God. So what I was saying is that a lot of the messages that I received was, I'm feeling okay, but I'm still feeling like it's not revealed. Seems like something needs to, appear, and things still need to happen, and a lot requests a lot about how to keep ourselves, and in this case people saying myself, in the track of being honest to myself, doing what I believe is the best for me, um, keeping myself, and that's why I really, um, when was my team requested, what is the topic of this week, I said I think we are going for authenticity, also because it's so much out there about that. We are every day hearing people saying be yourself, every time people see be authentic, um, and at the same time I don't see a lot of people saying, okay, how do I do that, and what that means, and how can I make sure, or how do I feel that I'm being authentic. This is a thing that comes a lot, like how do I know that I'm being authentic. Well, I always say it's not possible for you not to be authentic, in the sense that whatever you are doing right now is most probably authentic, even if you are lying. Even if you are lying, you are being authentic with that. You cannot go out on that authenticity. We are being. And I think this is the most important thing, is that we are being. And a lot of the idea of being authentic is because, yes, we all have different roles in this life, right? we go around with different hats, like I say. For instance, myself, I have that of a mom, of a coach, of a friend, you know, and many more probably that I don't sometimes even totally aware. Because the hats is like, okay, what is required from me right now, right here? What are, let's say, almost like what is the things from me that I'm going to show and I'm going to use. And we are always doing that, right? And being authentic is is maybe even that notion that, yeah, of course, my friends will know parts of me that, of course, the general public no, 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 that's it. Um, and um, and maybe even sometimes people that, for instance, I meet as in a training or in coaching, they are going to receive from me things that maybe even another person will not receive, right? And this doesn't mean that I'm a different person, because if you know, dip down, um, maybe they are exactly uh, the same center, but they will be expressed in a different way. For instance, let me give you a simple example. And talking about feelings, right? And I don't know. I think I'm going to show here the yeah. I think our feelings guide us if we are being true to ourselves. Yes, of course, we feel it, right? We feel like, mm, maybe I'm not feeling okay with this, or I'm not feeling fully comfortable with this situation, or with what I'm saying, or even what I'm doing, right? But for instance, uh, I was going to tell an example that when we get to the sense that, okay, what is really for me being authentic, and the main thing is that we are basically, basically accepting that, yes, yes, I will be probably expressing myself in a different way if I'm in a coaching setting, or if I'm in a training setting, or even if I'm in a conversation with a friend of mine. But one thing, for instance, keeps being there, is that the fact that I'm curious, you know, I want to know. And I'm curious. I ask a lot of questions, and I always want to say, "Oh, okay, but how that works, and how do you feel?" And this is questions that, yeah, I think most part of the people that know me, they are, knowing that probably that question will come, and questions will come, and that is not because I'm a coach. I think it's the opposite. I think I became a coach because I'm really highly curious. So sometimes, for instance, my friends and the closest friends, they say, "Hey, Ligia, stop asking so many questions. If I want, when I want to tell, I will tell." And I go like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, but that's me. So I can express that curiosity in different ways. I can even use that curiosity in different ways, right? I can use the curiosity, just simple curiosity, I just want to know. Or I can use the curiosity in a more professional way when I'm, for instance, coaching someone, or when I'm doing training. But the basic thing is that I'm curious. I have this curiosity, mindset, this curiosity mind, this curiosity soul. I'm always looking for something, and that's the thing, is that I'm being authentic just by asking my questions. But doesn't mean that I will do it exactly the same way, or even with even the same intention. Okay, because if I'm using curiosity when I'm coaching, I have an intention that is very different. That I'm sitting down with a friend of mine, and I start asking questions. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm curious, like being a detective. Um, I'm I'm more curious. Not I can be a good detective. I can really do that. I'm good at that. I'm good on finding things that most part of the times people are not even aware, and I connect the dots. So I know normally much more than people think that I know, and it's very difficult to hide secrets from me. But I'm also curious in the sense of the other day someone said to me, "Oh, you have an engineer mindset." Is the idea that can we make this better? Can we make this more efficient, more can we make this people to feel better, for me to feel better? Can I feel better even if I'm inside of these circumstances? I get curious about, can this be done in a different way that, for instance, I feel better about it, or that I can enjoy more, but also for other people and for society. So, for instance, even sometimes the curiosity in terms, for instance, of environment. So, I do that a lot in my own house. Like, can we organize this in a way that is easier? Can we organize this in a way that fulfills more? Can we put this in a way that we feel also, better in this space? So I'm curious, um, because I believe that things are constantly in movement, um, and I'm always looking for, okay, can this be something else? Can this be something more sometimes? But also, yes, I can be a good detective, and it's a skill as well. And the thing is that when we are being authentic, I think the first thing that we need to accept is that we are humans and we are not static. We don't feel the same way sometimes in every minute. We are not here to say, okay, this is the only thing that I need to be doing, and this is the way I'm going to do it. And so this kind of flat vision of ourselves, we are not here for that. And we are here because we are movement. We are always changing. We are always um, in motion. Okay. And I think one of the things that makes not authentic is when we really try to be always in the same um, flat mindset, energy, emotions, and doing the same thing all over and all over again. I think no one is like that. So when I see sometimes people like always very, even Zen, when I see people all Zen all the time, I go like, no, you are not, you are escaping. To be honest, my first thought, and I'm judging, is you are just escaping the reality of being human. We don't even need to look a lot for proofs, right? Because we see ourselves moving, we see ourselves changing. And imagine, so I started my my um, let's say way on the personal development and even a lot of spirituality. I was around 20. Okay. And I got some moments that I got like, wow, haha, I found it. I found my purpose, and I found, and then, life keep us humble. And then comes something and you're like, oh, okay. That was just a maybe a part of it, you know. And maybe that part is a part and will, develop. Sometimes was a part and it's gone, it's totally gone, and something new came along, you know. And um, and that's the thing, is that even in the moments that I thought, with a lot of, things that I did, I did, I did a lot of meditations, and a lot in different places, in different ways, and I really did a lot of things, and of course that gave me a lot, okay, but didn't give me, for sure, that I can guarantee to you, didn't give me like, this is it, this is it. The only thing that comes in waves is the realization that, yes, I like to connect with people. Yes, I feel a certain type of joy when I help and support people to get a better life. I get a special kind of joy. I get this curiosity. I That curiosity is always, coming, and it's here, and I can say I am curious. I just said it before. I am curious. But to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be curious until the day I die. I don't know. Maybe can be that in one point of my life I'm going to say, I don't feel curiosity anymore. I don't want to know. I don't want to ask. I don't know. So even when we say I am, I go like, for now. You are that for now. You don't know. I don't know. And yeah, I think I'm going to put here the comment. It's like, it's always the next lesson. I'm not a fan of lessons. I'm going to say it. I'm not a fan of lessons. I don't think that I'm here to learn anything. I believe that I'm here to get the experience of, but I'm not learning, because, and I think that is the biggest trap that we go into, is the idea that, okay, I experienced this, I I got an insight, or I was able to put this in a certain logical process, so I learned it. Wait, wait until the same context kicks in, and then you're going to check that, no, you didn't learn it. You just got, sometimes protection mechanisms. Sometimes you just create a strategy to deal with that, but you didn't learn. It's not a learning, because a learning means that you are, not repeating the mistake or something like that, and that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So most part of the times when I hear people saying, "Oh, I got my lesson," I said, you are protecting yourself, and that's where troubles start, and that is also something that prevents you to become authentic, right? Because you are just protecting. Yes, we are all connected, that's totally for sure. Not only we are all connected, but we are all connected, you know everything impacts everything, and is not, and that is the authenticity path, that, if it's possible, path, that I will want to for you to get an idea upon, is that first accepting movement, okay, accepting movement, accepting that you and me and earth and all of us, we are always in movement, and it's okay to change with that movement, with that dynamic, right? It's okay, it's healthy. um, and I remember one time I was doing a talk. I did some talks about relationships and the principle of relating and things like that. And I was doing a talk, and I finished my talk, and a lady came to me and said, "Oh, I really liked it." Da, 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 da. But then she said, "Yeah, but I heard you. I don't know. I think maybe 2 years back, and you are saying something different now." And I was like, "Really?" I Oh, that is good. That is good news. And she was looking at me a little bit surprised. And I said, "You don't think that it's normal that after 2 years of continuing, studying, getting more experience with my clients, getting more insights also for myself, that I shift my vision?" And she looked at me like, "Oh yeah, that's healthy, right?" And I said, "Yes, it's healthy." And every time that we look for statics, like things that are, we are losing it. We are losing, I think, authenticity, because we are not that. We are not static. So every time that someone says to me, "Oh, you know what, this is my path," I go like, "Oops." I think you are going to get some surprises on the way, because it's not possible. It's not possible. Also, this idea that we see a lot on the personal development, the future self, you know, what is that? uh, yeah, I can look for the feeling that I want to amplify myself, maybe in the future. But are we really being authentic if we are, putting our mind in that future? I'm much more a believer that we are not becoming, we are being here and right now, right? So if you want to feel in a certain way, if you would like to get to uh, that idea of the future self, um, do it just now. What that is, what that means, what things you will be saying, what things you will be, doing, what things, even sometimes what places you will go, um, with what people you will be connecting, if you are doing it right now. And that's the thing, is that I see a lot of people doing or saying, "Okay, I want to be more authentic in the future." In the future, I want to become more authentic. And I like, why you don't do it right now? Why you cannot say to me right now, how do you feel it right now? How this is for you right now? You know, how do you feel it right now? Exactly. We can only assess the right now. And the right now is a frame, a very short frame, right? And that is like, okay, how this feels, and how this, um, and how do I want to express that? And that is what I see. And when I see someone being authentic, is when that person is not trying to hide, protect, or is not trying to, become something that are still not here right now. And that is where I see a lot of flaws in, for instance, the nonverbal, and I see a lot of, incongruency on people, what people are doing, because we are still wanting to cover for some secrets, and we are still, trying to become something that we are not. Because, for instance, if someone makes me mad, and I go like, "Oh, I want to become, kind and zen," yeah, but I'm not there right now. I need, first of all, to assess that. First of all, I need to assess that I'm not there. I'm really mad, or I'm really angry right now. And I don't need to do that screaming, or but I need to do it for myself. I need to say, oh, wow, I cannot do that right now because I'm really feeling mad. And that's okay, and that's okay. It's okay for people to feel, I'm talking about mad, and I'm not talking about happiness, because yes, guess what, we have more difficulties to accept to be mad. Now it's like, oh, you know what, you cannot be mad, you need to be, you need to own it. And like, I own it, I own my madness. I own my anger. I'm not going to escape my anger to satisfy someone else that cannot deal with that. Okay? I don't need to do it, I don't know, screaming or being mean. I can do it just by saying, you know what you just said triggered really an emotion that I will call it anger. And I'm pretty sure I feel it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling pretty angry right now. So I don't need to, exaggerate it because I'm not a child. Uh, and I don't need to be a parent blaming the other person because they did whatever they did and now I'm mad. I can own it. I said, yeah, I was triggered. And guess what? I'm human, right? So it's accepting. And I don't know. Let's say, I don't know even if you need to accept, but you need to. Sorry, I don't know if you need to accept that. Um, you can say, okay, you know what? I don't accept because I should not be. Maybe you can say, oh, I will prefer, to be honest, that I was not so mad about this, but I am. So it's not, you don't need to accept, but you need to at least recognize it. You need to say, oh, wow, I was triggered, and this is the emotion, and this thought that I had, and this is the emotion that I created. The thing is that, of course, this requires that we gain maybe different strategies to deal with the emotions that we most part of the times are doing. The thing is that most part of the times, when we learn about and a strategy for a certain emotion, okay, that we were too young. We were too young, so we didn't had all the resources that, yeah, we hope we have right now. So that is the thing, is that maybe the authenticity is going to also request that we gain more ways of dealing with whatever is happening here. Um, and and sometimes we don't have those ways, you know what I mean? We don't have those ways, so we learn that, okay, if I'm mad, I do this and this and this and this, and we keep doing it. So maybe authenticity needs, first of all, like I said, accept movement. Like, I'm mad now doesn't mean that I'm going to be mad in 5 minutes from here, okay? Or even 1 minute after. If sometimes this morning happened, I was, full. I was so full, and I was doing my training this morning, and and then I said to my PT, like, okay, now I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. And then he gave to me, and he gave me a hug, and I go like, oh, okay, I'm better. It's like, I was like, from, oh, okay, I'm feeling better now. And um, and that's how things go. You don't also need to stay in one place just because you started. And this is a thing, is that sometimes we start an emotion and we don't want to say, okay, it's gone, because, I don't know, we start a fight or we start a discussion or we started whatever, and then we don't want to say, oh, it's gone, it's not here anymore, for the good and for the bad. So, for instance, you can be going to some place or talking to someone and feeling super chill, super nice, and suddenly you feel like, oh, I don't feel the same way. I'm not feeling any more relaxed. I'm feeling a little bit even overwhelmed. And I think sometimes we don't have the capacity to say, oh, you know what? I think it's my time to go right now. And we want to keep that emotion going. We wish, okay, well, at least we wish that we keep that emotion going because it was a good emotion, okay? But guess what? It's gone. For some reason, for some moment, doesn't really matter. Sometimes we also look for a lot of the meaning of it. Doesn't matter. What happens is that it's gone. So if it's gone, what I'm going to do with that? If I continue there pretending that I'm still feeling engaged, that I'm still feeling chill, I'm not being authentic anymore. And most part of the times the other person really feels it. Um, but also, can I communicate this change in a way that is kind? Can I communicate this change on my own state that the person can say, oh, okay, we see each other next time, or it's okay. So I think also we sometimes are afraid of saying it's gone. It was there, good or bad emotion, and it's not here anymore. And even sometimes in a fight or discussion, I'm mad. I start a discussion and I start putting my arguments out, and suddenly, because maybe I did that, I put it out. I go like, oh, I'm not so mad anymore. I can't even understand why you did it, but I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop the discussion because guess what? It's not easy to say, oh, sorry, I don't. I'm not feeling mad with you anymore. And the other person was like, are you crazy? I'm like, maybe. No, I'm not feeling it the same way. Even sometimes the person can say something, that makes me change my emotional state. So this is what I mean with movement. So it's not a thing of days. It's not a thing of you know months even. It's like seconds. I think we all do that. We can shift in seconds, but can we continue being authentic even if that means for instance stopping an argument when I'm not mad anymore. I'm not mad anymore. For instance, sometimes my kids do that. We start in a fight. In a discussion is not a fight. We don't have a lot of, well, we have some fights, but we have a discussion, and suddenly they say something, and I go like, "Oh, that makes that. Oh, that is a new point." And I go like, "Oh, okay," and they go like, "You are not going to continue?" Like, no, because what you just said really made me, realize that yeah, you have a point. And they go like, even they get mad because they cannot continue, they cannot continue because I'm not there anymore. And I don't continue pretending that I am just to make, whatever. So that's what I mean with movement and authenticity, is that it's no pretending. And because pretending takes a lot of energy. And to be honest, I think a lot of people are exhausted because they are pretending. They are pretending that they are okay. They are pretending that they understand. They are pretending that they feel motivated. They are pretending that they still believe. They are pretending, whatever. They are basically pretending. So a lot of the exhaustion of these days come with that pretending, with that I should not be feeling this, the syndrome of the imposter, like, wow, but so for instance, the other day I had someone saying, wow, Ligia, but I did so much work already on this, and I feel like an imposter because I did so much work, and now suddenly this is back. And I said, because life is like that. It's not work. It's not work that is going to save you. It's not lessons that you need to be learning, it's experiencing and observing sometimes that experience and saying, okay, what this experience is for me right now. I'm going to give you a personal example. Like I said, so my one of my daughters needed an operation. So we went back, we went back to the hospital. We went back to do tests, and it's the same hospital that my husband was in. And uh, and I found myself sitting down on the side of our bed, and I found myself, my body was really, I felt my body, like my intestines, my body, my tension. And I was observing, and I like, oh, okay, you are still here, you are still here, and it's okay. It's part of my life, and it was for sure a very intense part of my life, and I'm pretty sure will not go away. And I don't know even if I want them, these moments to go away. Um, because in a way also feel attached to them, and it's fine. But I will probably go like, okay, that like I went, I was like, okay, interesting, this is happening, okay. But I just want to make sure that my body doesn't go to the protection, and that's what I take care of. I don't want my body to be in a protection mode. I want my body to express. Um, so that's the only thing that I take care of, is that, okay, I will not fight it. I will not, I'm here. I accept this. I recognize what is going on, and I'm okay right now. And most part of the times, that is the only thing that I say to myself is like, I'm okay. I'm truly okay. I'm not in the same place that I was before. And that's very important. Okay. So I hope this helps you to keep awareness of this authenticity. And again, authenticity is a lot on the movement, is a lot on this idea that we are going always to move. We are always in movement. And recognizing that is not about becoming, it's about being. Do it right here, right now. Don't wait. Don't don't put it on the future. Put it here, right now. If I want to feel this, how I'm going to do this right now. If I want to be a more kind person, how I'm going to reply this email that I'm going to reply right now. I'm going to talk with this person right now. And that is how do we also show our system that it's okay. Everything it's okay. Okay, because it's not static. You are not going to be there forever. So it's going to be, and some things comes in waves, some things are going to stay in a certain way, but it's not static. You are always getting a new experience about it. So that's the main message for today. I hope it serves you, and take a little bit on the weekend to check with yourself, what are the things that I put it as a becoming and I want to be right now. What are the things that I thought, oh, maybe this can all be done in the future. How can I bring this to the now? How can I shift things for the now instead of always looking for the future? Yeah. Take care of yourself. Have a great weekend and have a great week. And again, if you have any questions, anything that you would like to share with me, please do so. You can contact me through my email, my Instagram, my Facebook. I'm everywhere. So reach out to me, and we have a nice talk. Take care of yourself.